Greetings, back with another one. This has been a pretty somber past week for a lot of people, myself included. Of course, talking about the murder. I don't know if you can say that word on YouTube, but who cares at this point? But the murder of Mr. Charlie Kirk, and it was just a horrific week. And I'm on that dark place right now, and I'm about to read this. As you can see, the game Ghost of Yotei is I don't know the release date for it, but it said a senior developer, Drew Harrison. I don't even know who this is. Like I said, this is one of the reasons why I'm glad that I'm not on social media because of stuff like this, because it's really cancerous and venomous, and just a whole bunch of just horrible people on on these social media platforms. I'm not saying it's all bad, but I kind of steer clear of it. I used to be on it, but it's just not for me. So less skin off my back. But for for a lot of the content creators that I listen to and I watch, I didn't listen to Charlie Kirk much, but when I did, he made a lot of sense, and I don't know, it's just horrible that this is still going on in our country. I mean, this is the type of stuff that happens in third world countries and stuff like that, countries that are just in complete chaos and just excessive turmoil. But I just want to get through this article, and then I'll continue to put my 31 cents in as usual. But it says senior director at Sucker Punch, Drew Harrison, who worked on Ghost of Yotei, celebrates the death of Charlie Kirk. Going down, it says the video game industry is the spotlight again, and once again, it's for all the wrong reasons. A senior developer at Sucker Punch Productions, the Sony-owned studio behind Ghost of Tsushima and up-and-coming Ghost of Yotei, has publicly mocked the death of conservative commentator Charlie Kirk. And this person Drew, and like I said, I don't know these people, and I'm kind of glad that I don't. And just accusing Charlie Kirk of all of this stuff that he wasn't. I mean, like I very much doubt that they actually listened to what the man had to say. And it's not like he was disrespectful to people. I mean, like he welcomed like friendly debates with people. Like it's tons of clips of the man, at college campuses, stuff like that, and giving a lot of people the floor, people who didn't agree with him, a lot of people that he was able to, get them to see reason, to see things the way that he saw it, and he was very successful at that. But the man, he was a very popular, powerful voice. And then unfortunately, you got these lunatics out here who believe that violence is just the way to solve things, just because you don't agree with somebody, or if you don't even like somebody, that they just think this is the best way to do it. Oh man, it's just sad, man. I mean, he was a husband, he was a father, he was a son, a friend to a lot of people, motivated a lot of people, a mentor for a lot of people, and I didn't even know that he was as young as he was. He was only 31 years old, and the guy who, murdered him was like 22 years old, and he just threw his life away over. Oh man, just proceed, man. But it says this person, Drew Harrison, a senior, and that's one thing I like what these idiots are doing. They're all just outing themselves. Oh, I'm so and so, and this is my position, and this is where I work. And so, like, all these idiots are just outing themselves. It's terrible. Regardless of which way you lean, celebrating the murder of somebody who wasn't a violent individual, who didn't hurt anybody. Yeah, he may said things that you didn't agree with and may hurt your feelings, whatever. But that's no reason to end somebody's life. But unfortunately, we got a lot of people out here who just believe that, and it just, we're going back to the radical times of the '60s where stuff like this happened. A lot of people, got assassinated in the '60s because of stuff like this. But this Drew Harrison person, who is this? It says Harrison has been with Sucker Punch for nearly a decade. Her resume includes prior stints in industrial light and magic, rhythm and hues, before joining Sony's in-house studio. She is credited in the official Ghost of Tsushima art features as a senior look dev and texture artist, with direct responsibility for the armor and character visuals that define the game's look. You know, like I said, I'm sure it's a talented individual, but like I said, just had these unhinged views of people who just don't like. I mean, for people like this, is like you're either just a racist or a fascist or a phobe, anything that ends with ick and phobe. They basically see you like that if you don't agree with them, or if you just see things differently from them, and that's just how they label you. It's the complete demonization of people in this country, and I'm willing to say that it seems like it's kind of mostly seem like one side is doing it to the other more. I'm really starting to see that a lot, and it's just, and like I said, I give Charlie Kirk a lot of credit, man. I mean, this man went into the belly of the beast. He went to these college campuses and talked to these kids, man. And a lot of them probably, most of them probably didn't agree with him, but like I said, I give him a lot of credit. And Officer Brandon Tatum is another one. He went there and talked to a lot of people. Candace, she did it a few times. Riley Gaines. It's a lot of people who, kind of, who go there knowing that probably the vast majority of them don't like them. And Charlie, he had, death threats on his life, and it's just sad, man, that we can't learn to disagree without being violently disagreeable. And from what I've for what we've learned of this kid, he came from a good family. I mean, I believe that his father was like a pastor or something like that. His father was, from what I know, his father is the one that turned him in, because when he saw the footage of these still shots of him walking up the stairs, I guess the father knew exactly who he was looking at. So he turned him in. So that just goes to show you what type of a person his father was. And I don't know what happened with with his son, or why he would do such a thing. But it just, oh man, I'm just at a loss of words. I don't even know why I even pushed the record button, because I'm just rambling. But it's just sad, man. It's just sad. And what it says is that timing couldn't be worse for Sucker Punch. Harrison's comments lands just as Sucker Punch prepares a release of Ghost of Yotei, the successor to its smash hit Ghost of Tsushima. Like I said, this may hurt, because like I said, we are in a time of rebellion now. When people find out who these people are, the boycotts are real, man. When they, like I said, I mean, you got companies like Bud Light and all these other companies like Harley Davidson. I can't even remember. So it's so many companies that just went, the dreaded W word, and they pay for it, and people like they vote with their dollars, man. They don't throw their money at these corporations anymore when they discover the type of people that work for them. It's just this mean, just hateful people, man. It's like I said, it's okay if you disagree, but when it gets to the point where you are celebrating the cold-blooded murder, that's basically what people are celebrating. I mean, there's a lot of people that I disagree with, but I don't want to see them, harmed in any way, and it's just sad that there's so many people in this country do. Like I said, it makes me, sad to be an American sometimes when stuff like this is happening in our country. Proceed. Instead of focusing on gameplay previews, story trailers, and launch hype, attention is shifting to one of the studio's most prominent employees publicly celebrating political violence. It raises the obvious question: will Sony and Sucker Punch address this, or will they remain silent as one of their senior staff openly jokes about the murder tied to Americans' bitter political divides? Ghost of Yotei are already surrounded by controversy. The storm around Harrison isn't the only cloud hanging over Ghost of Yotei. Even before this, fans were voicing concerns about the game's direction. New protagonists, new direction, writers with a shaky record, casting. Erika Ishii, I guess she was I remember that. Like, there was the lady who's going to be the leading voice for the main character. I guess her views, whatever, kind of like Again, the dreaded W word, but yeah, man, it just like I said, I didn't really want to address this, but I feel like I had to, man, because proceed. I'll proceed. Let's just go. Industry pattern. Sadly, this isn't one-off in gaming. In recent years, developers across major studios have courted controversy with inflammatory public remarks. Time and again, they target conservatives or dismiss entire groups of fans as bigoted or backwards. In other industries, publicly celebrating a murder would easily end a career. In gaming, however, silence from publishers has often been the norm. When senior employees openly identify their employer and then mock the death of a public figure, it creates the impressions that studios either endorse or ignore such a behavior. Yeah, because it's all about money for them. It's all about the bottom line. They want to make that money. But I don't know if the person has been relieved of their position or if they're still there. Who knows? Who knows what Sony is doing at this point? Because I think America, we kind of, like, I don't even know of how much pull that Japan has over Sony anymore. Because I think Sony is officially in America. Like, I mean, I'm sure they have a Sony brand in Japan still, but I don't know. I think they kind of like let go of the reins in terms of like having total control over Sony. I don't know what Sony is doing right now. Well, proceed. For Sony, which has spent years carefully curating PlayStation's image as the home for prestige storytelling, that's a dangerous perception to leave unaddressed. The bigger picture. At its core, Ghost of Yotei should be judged on gameplay, artistry, and narrative. Exactly. Sucker Punch is capable of creating rich, immersive experiences as Ghost of Tsushima proved to the world. But in 2025, the conversation is no longer just about swords and samurai. Fans now ask, is this franchise being hijacked by politics? Is this the talent behind the scenes more interested in activism than immersion? And why are senior employees mocking real-world violence with no consequences? Sony and Sucker Punch face a choice. Confront the controversy head-on or risk alienating a large segment of their audience at a critical time. That, to me, most likely is what's going to happen. I think they're very much probably going to ignore it. Because like I said, this way of thinking is kind of hit the gaming industry not as bad as not as bad as it's done in the film industry, but the game industry is getting there as well. You see a lot of these people who become a part of these companies and they make their political ideologies very well known to people, which in the gaming industry it should be no place for that in the gaming industry. I mean, like I said, we all have our views and opinions on things, but it just in the world of entertainment it's no place for it in the world of entertainment, because the world of entertainment is universal. It's created for all of us to enjoy. I mean, it shouldn't be content out there that should only push to a particular side. It should be for everybody. I mean, obviously, in storytelling, there's going to be some views that lean one way and some views that lean the other way. That's normal. But when the people who are in the creative seat are making these horrible ideologies pushed to the forefront, I mean, just like the article said, you're pretty much going to alienate a large segment of your audience, because the first Ghost game was successful, and I'm surprised it didn't win as many as awards as it should have. But who knows, man? Who knows now? I think, I mean, like I said, overall I still think the game is going to be great. If it's anything like the first one in terms of the gameplay, the graphics and the animations and the scenery, the color, and the narrative and stuff like that. If it's a continuation of the second one, except just with new people, a new story, probably new combat, different weapons, more weapons, or stuff like that. it's going to be successful. But a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people may vote with their dollars and skip this because of the people, because they don't want to give their money to people who hate them. You see what I'm saying? So I just think that, you know, in the game industry and also in the film industry, they have got to understand that the audience doesn't all think the way that you think. I mean, I understand that in, you know, Hollywood and the game industry, most people probably lean, you know, left, probably a little bit more liberal, and that's fine. But it's just a shame that a lot of them think that the people that are watching this stuff and playing this stuff thinks the same way. They don't understand that, you know, people on the right, you know, they like, I mean, they want to be entertained just as much as everybody else. So it's just sad that even it's just sad that even our entertainment is being you know, poisoned by this, and it shouldn't be this way. The entertainment should be the one thing that brings us all together, and now everything is just being politicized, and it's very, very sad. So I know, you know, what Charlie Kirk, what he stood for, and what he fought for, and what he believed. I know I know it won't die with him. It's gonna keep on going, and like I said, I mean, in what I like to see, it was a lot of, you know, college kids who, you know, paid tribute and to honor him and stuff like that, because there was a lot of people that did like what he had to say, and even for the kids who didn't. I mean, like I said, there was a lot of kids who didn't agree with them, but after, you know, his death, there was a lot of kids who were very upset about that. Why? Because I mean, for the people who were there who witnessed it happen. Unfortunately, it's sometimes it takes a tragedy like that to get people to understand, like, this ain't the way. This isn't the way to do it. I mean, I don't know what I'm saying, man. I just like I said, I just had to, you know, say something about this, man, because the news is everywhere. It's unavoidable, and I can understand why. I mean, Charlie Kirk, he was a force. He was a force, and it's just sad that he's gone. And like I said, I just feel bad for his wife and his two kids, man. It's just sad, man. I mean, they're little, and they're never gonna know who the father was, and it's just sad, man, that people don't think about this stuff. I mean, like I said, we all got families, we all got people that we love and care for, and, you know, man, but I just don't know, man. Like when are we ever gonna learn? I mean, I understand, like, human nature, it has an ugly side to it, but you just hope that sometimes that we can just not lose our humanity, you know, and stop demonizing each other and stuff like that. And it's getting to the point where we're just demonizing each other, and we're no longer seeing some people as human beings anymore. And I mean, look what they try to do to the president. They try to take him out, not once but twice. And it's just, like I said, it's just sad that it's this radical way of thinking that hasn't been seen really since the '60s is kind of creeping up back on us. But hopefully, and like I said, to me, it's up for the younger generation, the generation that Charlie mostly influenced. You know, he influenced a lot of young people, a lot of, you know, college age kids, and hopefully, you know, they, you know, can see reason. You know, like I said, it's okay if you disagree with them and stuff like that, but to celebrate somebody just getting taken out like that, it's just absolutely horrific. It's absolutely horrific. And, you know, some of these social media sites and stuff like that, you say something that's not even violent. It's not even violent. It's not even hatred. You just say something that people don't like, and you banned. But for people who are saying horrible stuff like this, celebrating murder and stuff like that, nothing happens to their accounts, and I wonder why. So it just goes to show you what type of people are at the helm of these sites and stuff like that. I just don't get it. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to, you know, address this and just, you know, sprinkle my little opinion on here, man. And I had to, you know, say something about this, man, because Charlie Kirk, like I said, he was a good guy. He was a good guy, and he did not deserve what happened to him. He just didn't, and it's horrible. But hopefully Sony and the people at Sucker Punch will do away with this person, because this is, just from a business standpoint, this is not good. This is not good from a business standpoint. So who, like I said, this article was published. What was this published? It's lunatic here on the 11th. So yeah, on the 11th, and I'm recording this on the 14th now. So hopefully Sony and Sucker Punch will address this like the article said. Who knows? But yeah, man, 31 cents added. Another one for the archives. It's your brother Bleak signing out. Until next time, you guys. Oof.